How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to MojoGrip. Mike here. We are at day 2 of the final assembly. You see the plane right behind me. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to basically put the airplane back together. If you remember the last couple of updates I had, the airplane was shipped out here, basically disassembled for it to be shipped out here. And so this week we're basically going to be putting it back together, and then it's going to go through inspection. So stay tuned. So as some of you may have already seen, that's the left wing over there, the main fuselage. Right wing, we've got the empennage elevator and stabilizers here. And so basically you see how everything is separated right now, and I've got the crew here with me. Hopefully we can get this done with more people or more hands on deck. So like I said, this is pretty much the last step for this airplane before it is inspected. So once we put it together, then we have the DAR agent from the FAA come through, inspect it, and hopefully we get all green lights, and then we'll be ready for test flight. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing today. I have the GoPro mounted to do some time lapse because this is going to take some time, but I'll try my best to walk you guys through it as much as I can, but I'm going to be here working as well. All right, stay tuned. Hope you enjoy the video. Guys, back with you here. So if you've been wondering what we've been doing, basically right now just the horizontal stabilizers on. I'll show you kind of what we've done if I can get my camera on right. So the goal today is to get this entire tail on, although we've run into little minute issues. But basically you've got 4 bolts, nuts and bolts on this end, and another 4 here. It's pretty simple and easy. And that green coloring you see there, that's great for, so once you tighten the bolts and then you torque it based on the manual, you fold the manual and then you put that ink on there. That way, if that ink breaks at any point, that tells you that the screws are coming loose. So that's an easy way to tell. Right now the horizontal is on, and we need to pull a wire through, which is what this is for. You see this opening here, that's why you have this plastic thread, so that way wire coming through here would not, cut through the airplane skin while it's vibrating. That's why this cover is here. And then now we are missing some bolts that we need, but we should be able to put the rudder on today, and hopefully we can get this thing done within the next 24 or 48 hours. All right, you guys stay tuned. So as you see here, the elevator is coming on. It's a bit hard to show you while we're working on it. So the first thing we had to do was get that wire in, and now we're gonna install this. This is for your nose pitch, and it looks pretty neat. All right, so elevator is coming on, and we'll get this thing going. Make sure all the nuts and bolts are nice and tight, and then we'll put the rudder up on top. So guys, another thing we just noticed, if you saw before we put this elevator on, where we had the wire come through, we had a protective guard here, and I realized that we don't have one here. So the danger with this is if we leave this as is, when this thing is vibrating, it can easily cut through the wire. So we gotta make sure we put a guard here to protect the wires. But these are little things you, I guess, come across when you're putting a plane together. So guys, one of the cool features in the TSi is the counterweight, which was designed by Mike Blythe. And what that does is, as the elevator pitch is up and down, instead of this to stay down, it counterbalances and puts it at the balance level. And it's because of these right here. So you see what's actually doing the job. So this is the counterweight that makes sure your elevator stays balanced, and what that results to is a more balanced aircraft, especially in flight. You would actually, the controls are easier on the hands also. So that's what this does. Here we have it. The elevator is done with the counterbalance weight, and it basically attaches to this rod here, guys. If you followed the build, there was an episode where I covered these control surfaces, and I'll show you. So right now, with the elevator now attached, if we go to the cabin here where you have your control, so this is what controls your elevator. You pitch up and down, and you see as I'm moving here, that's what it is. And that counterbalance, so say for example, if I pitch up like that, you see it stays right where I put it instead of it dropping back and forth. That's what the counterbalance is. Or if I go the other way, I pitch the nose down, you see that counterbalance weight holds it in place. So that's the beautiful thing about this design. So anyway, so that's off the books, and we'll move on to the next one. Okay, time for another update. The vertical stabilizer is on, bolted in. Bolts are here and also up top, so it's bolted to this as well. Okay, and obviously we got some wires to figure out. Now, let's see here. So all of this, we've got wires for the strobe lights, positional lights, things like that. So that will be figured out. But right now, the next step is to put on the rudder, which is what Anthony is tearing up over here. And so once we get that in place, this thing is pretty much 97% done. We got some work in the cabin. I didn't show you guys earlier. So right now, all of these parts have already been sprayed down with Corrosion X. And then once we're done installing those, the wing also have been sprayed with Corrosion X. We need to do the cabin though. So right now, the seats are out, and we'll be spraying this as well. Here's the rudder. So this is what controls the lateral movement of the airplane once it's in the air. And rudder is controlled by your foot. Let me show you. So those are your rudder pedals there. And so once you push back and forth with that, your rudder moves side to side. So this is the rudder. When you push on the pedal, it deflects this way. And it controls your yaw movement, so it controls this. So the airplane knows to go this way or that way. But yeah, we're about to do the final installment for that right about now.